like the tag of a woman director?
I don't think any woman would like a tag of any sort. Any woman, and like any woman, I would feel that I should be considered a significant film director. If, however, the word woman is used as a handicap, and therefore they have to be treated in a special category because though they are women, they are filmmakers, I would not like it. But if woman becomes a certain qualification, I would say yes, because I genuinely feel that women as directors, women as management people, I wouldn't say are better, but I would definitely say they're different. And in that sense, I wouldn't mind being called a woman director.
What is it being a woman director in India?
I personally feel very favorable. I have always worked in theatre, which is also a man's field, as a director. I have worked in films as a director towards the tail end, really, of my career, because I brought in all my theatre expertise into my filmmaking for whatever they were. And I found, maybe because I am a Maharashtrian, very proudly so, because I feel Maharashtrian society has always encouraged women. And I have always had tremendous support from people with whom I worked, from my family, and there are many like me. Mhm.
Uh, Between your films, say you started with Rao Sahib and then you moved on to Pestunji, did you see any qualitative change in the way people behaved around you, the crew, the actors, and the industry per
Uh,
se?
you see, as I said earlier, I came into films as a novice, but I came with a lot of theatre grooming. And that was the confidence with which I came into. And I genuinely feel that my films have a lot of theatre in them. And therefore, even my unit that I worked with was my unit of years, who was basically a theatre unit, very excited about doing a film. And though I did only two films which people know about, which is Rao Sahib and Pestanji, I also had done earlier on a film which also got quite a wide recognition, which was Smriti Chitra in Marathi. And there's a whole body of my work which is based on my theatre, but which I made into telefilms like Hamidabai Ki Koti, Wada Chirebandi. And that is one search that I have really found very fascinating. How do you transfer one medium artistically, legitimately, and with all its potency into another medium? And that work will continue to absorb me and my interest. So it's very difficult for me to choose, really. But I would definitely say yes. Not only has there been a change in the environment, but for me, a change and an exposure for my research.
But say, how different is theatre from cinema when it comes to handling people, say, or going to financiers? Because a lot of women directors have been saying that it's very tough to make a film for the simple sense that they are women.
Uh,
Would you agree with that?
you see, I would put it this way. Mm, I really have never approached a financier. It's been the other way around. I was approached on two counts by NFDC and otherwise by Doordarshan. So I would say that I was fortunate enough to be in a position where I was almost commissioned. And uh, not only in cinema, even in theatre, I have never handled money, or I have never sort of tried to say, where is money going to come from? That is an area I've always left with my producer. Most of the time it's been NFDC and Doordarshan, and even the handling was done in my television work by the UTV of Ronnie Screwwala. So, frankly, in that, I am a total novice. I really have never done what you may term fundraising or getting finances for my work.
Uh, could you describe your films to us, Rao Sahib and Pestunji, the subjects, which appeal to you in both?
Well, I would say what has appealed to me or I have found meaningful always in all my work, in my whole body of work, is respect for life, respect for human beings. I am very respectful about the fact that I am alive. And I therefore like to look into relationships, whether they're between men, whether they are between women, but it's the relationships with each other, with life, with trying to identify the various um, finer nuances of existence, um, not at all in a pretentious manner, but a very honest manner, has been, the basics of my work, even in theatre. And I think, therefore, even Rao Sahib is a study in relationships of four people, two women and two men. Pestanji is also a relationship which is trying to understand what friendship is all about, where it stops being um, pleasant and turns unpleasant, and well, that is the way I would describe both my films, and I would say that you will find that happening most of the time in films made by women, and I think that is where I feel women are different than men.
In fact, the question I wanted to ask you was, do you think women directors tend to throw light on feminine topics? Say the stories have a feminine touch about it. The characters, the women characters are
Highlight.
highlighted.
Well, I would put it this way, that as far as I am concerned, I have never been attracted by a subject matter because it deals with a woman's problem. For me, human being can be a woman, can be a young man, can be an old woman or an old man. No, that's immaterial. But I genuinely feel that the moment you start probing into whatever your subject matter is, um, being a woman, the perceptions perhaps are different. I mean, I sometimes feel if Rao Sahib was done by a man, it would have been different. I have always worked very closely, for instance, a novelist or a playwright with whom I am working. And I think I have been very fortunate in working with men always who were my writers. I'm not a writer, I'm a director. And being fascinated by their insights into women, into men. And when I work in collaboration, I think they've been um, close enough to me to receive my perceptions. And therefore, I would say that I won't choose a subject because it's a woman's subject. No, no. I would choose a subject that appeals to me, but my perceptions uh, are of an urban woman, which you can't deny. I mean, even if I do a very rural subject, the perception of me, a woman of the 19th, the 20th century, woman of Bombay, woman who is from Maharashtra, all these are bound to peep in and breathe in.
One last question. What are your future projects in cinema and
Well,
theatre?
at the moment, NCPA is going to keep me busy because I find it very exciting. I'm gradually moving into theatre, which will be mid 1995. Again, I had taken a break of about 1.5 hours. And once my theatre program is settled, I will move into films. But I genuinely feel that I would like my work now also to be associated with NCPA, which is a fascinating complex. My theatre always have been rooted through NCPA. I want now my films also to be rooted, if possible, as far as possible, through NCPA.
Thank you.